one thing, even your dialogue, we wanted to have it live to be a neck of. Yep, but I don't know what happened. Like them and they like liquor. Look to run the place and that's all matters when.
Live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue. Good evening, viewers, from wherever you're watching us from. This is yet another interesting edition of the Youth Dialogue, and I am your host, Julde Jai. From wherever you're watching us, it's always good to be back. Last week I was here with Malang, the sound engineer, and I must say it was an interesting conversation. For some of you who want to venture into sound engineering or the technicalities involved, I think you must have learned one or two things as far as sound engineering is concerned. This time I'm back with the youths. We are now talking about NACOF. It is the time of the year where you have the activities of young people. So this youth dialogue today is perfectly crafted because it's youth discussion upon youth matters. So I mean, you know, it's a combination of young people and, you know, the activities that they are involved in. So I have with me in the studios, I have Aissatou Seka, who is the Kanifing Municipal Youth Committee Chairman, and Aissatou will be helping me to dilate into this year's activities, the organization, the funding, you know, what are we to expect as far as this year's NACOF is concerned. And I am joined by Ibrahima Jain, who is also the Assistant Secretary General, KM Sports. He will also talk to us about the sport bits, what are we to expect. We know that Gambia, in terms of the sport industry, they're doing a lot of things. Young people are doing amazing job, but also there is still that need to be done as far as the sport industry is concerned. So this is an opportunity for young people who want to venture into sport or who are into the sport activity. This is an opportunity for them to, you know, leverage on the existing opportunities, but also look at the challenges and how to find solution as far as this conference is concerned. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ibrahim, I'm starting with Aissatou.
No problem.
Call it gender bias.
She's my boss. No, don't worry for that. She's my boss.
Aissatou Noda.
Hi, Juliet. Thank you for having us.
Sansa Vijekana. Mashallah. Mashallah. Ibrahim, you're now qualified to talk. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm fine. And you?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much for honoring my invitation. We are talking about NACOF, and you know, this is an activity for young people. It's a conference focusing on culture, festival, a lot of activities, sports, and a lot of activities as far as young people are concerned. So this is the time of the year, and you choose a very important and apt theme, I must say. But again, what does it mean, and how are you going to achieve that as far as the attainment of the Recovery Focused National Development Plan is concerned? So talk to us about the NACOF, this year's theme, what is it about, and why do you come up with such an important theme?
Thank you very much, Julie. As we said, when we talk about NACOF, it means the National Youth Conference and Festival. And this year, as everyone knows, KMC will be hosting it, and this will be the 14th edition of NACOF. And you know, people will be surprised to know that this is the first time Kanifing Municipality is hosting NACOF since the inception of NACOF. As we know, NACOF...
What has been going wrong with KMC? Aisha?
So, you know, we have been bidding. Actually, NACOF is something that for the hosting, it have to go through process. So when we get to NACOF, you have to apply. Bidding forms are given out, and each region pick up the form. You fill it, take it to your governor or the mayor to sign and accept that we want to host the next NACOF. Then we will have a panel, and everyone will come on board and defend your bid. Why do you want to host NACOF? And what are the plans or procedures that you have put in place to ensure that you're able to host NACOF? Do you also have the facilities to host NACOF? So everyone knows that KM can always host NACOF because we have all the facilities within the region. But
yet, Aisha, yet you cannot host it.
Yeah. So I'm very happy that as the first ever elected female chairperson of the National Youth Council, I was able to defend this bid, and we hosted NECAF. It's really amazing. It's really motivating, and looking forward to what we'll be able to give them
I
this
said
year.
it, the future is woman.
So like you asked about NECAF, NECAF started since the First Republic, and it was called the Youth Week. And in the Second Republic, it was changed to National Youth Conference and Festival. And when we talk about NECAF, there are a lot of things involved. Like you said, we have the sporting side, which have to do with 5 disciplines. I know my colleague will come on the sporting side. But when it comes to the conference bit of it, which is the most interesting thing and the most important part of NECAF, because in the conference this year, we'll be looking at 8 thematic areas. Like you said, the theme this year is really interesting. That is enhancing youth participation in the recovery focus of the National Development Plan 2023 to 2027. And we have seen, when you look at the RFNDP, it focuses more on youth. So when we look at that, we're able to, and Pillar 6 is talking more of young people. And with that, when you look at the entire RFNDP, it's youth issues are cross-cutting across all sectors. So we come in with 8 thematic areas, which have to do with gender. Of course, you know, that's the first thing that I will mention. We'll look at gender equality. In the gender class, you will have SRHR, which have to do with sexual and reproductive health. It's really important that girls know about their sex and sexuality. We'll be also having a safe space where girls will have the platform to be able to speak up, be able to discuss with their fellow women as well. So we're putting a lot of good measures for young women that will be attending this year's NECAF. We also have the peace and security, which we know that Gambia have done really well when it comes to youth peace and security. I think we should be the 3rd or 4th country in Africa to have the National Action Plan, which is the GPA, which we have just launched, validated 2 weeks ago. I think that was a good result, and it came as a resolution of NECAF. So yeah, it was a NECAF resolution, and we were able to achieve it. We'll also be having migration. There will be drug and substance abuse, and the list goes on and on. So we'll be discussing about issues affecting young people in the country generally. So each region will be sending in participants to take part. Each region will be sending 2 participants per thematic area, and there will be about 16 delegates for the conference per region, and we'll be taking part in the discussions on the different thematic areas. And at the end of the NECAF, we're expected to come up with a position paper. The position paper will determine what the young people of the Gambia want in the next 2 years before we get back to another NECAF.
Wow, that's yours. Actually help us to, actually move on as far as the discussion is concerned. You set the stage as far as this discussion is concerned. But Ibrahim, talk to us the expectation this year as far as the sporting discipline is concerned.
Thank you very much, Julde, for the host. We are here today to discuss about the NECAF, as my boss rightly said. I'm here to discuss about the sporting disciplines that we have within the NECAF. We have gone a long way now, and we have been doing our utmost best in collaboration with the youths. When you talk of NECAF, we are talking about youths. And when you talk of sports, the youths are the one doing sports. So we are together in this. The disciplines that we have this time that are participating in the NECAF is almost the same as the previous NECAF. We have the 5 disciplines as she rightly said. We have football, we have volleyball, we have basketball, we have athletics, and we have wrestling. These are the disciplines that we have. And cane sports is mandatory to regulate sports within the municipality. And now it's time for NECAF. We are prepared, and we are working hand in glove with the youths to make sure that, as far as we are the host, as Isa said, we have the best and the most successful NECAF during the 28 years that she has mentioned, the past 28 years. That's what we are expecting. And inshallah, we will have it because we are really prepared for it. We have a very good committee. It's all full of youths, and we are ready for this knockoff because we are hosting. We want, as I always said, after this knockoff, no region will go for bidding again, hosting knockoff.
Just leave it.
We
with
want
KM.
always KM to be hosting after this knockoff.
They will give it to us for free.
For
They
sure.
will just tell us KM be hosting knockoff. Knockoff is
But
free.
I believe in
So
Aisha.
just to add on to what Jane said, this is knockoff. The expectation on the sport will be is really high, yeah. And we want to set standard. We have been saying we want knockoff with difference. So with KM, we want to ensure that at least we're able to fulfill some of the promises that we have been making to the young people. Some of the things that we have learned a lot actually.
Sure.
Learning from being in the process and having regions hosting for 13th edition. So obviously if KM is hosting 14, we should be able to have lesson learned from other regions and all that. And these were things that we really did
Sure.
at the beginning. We did our mapping and be able to know what are the challenges that regions were facing, and we used those challenges and converted as opportunities for us.
So what are the
as we are.
challenges? What are the issues?
So when it comes to ground, most of the time, you know, the facilities, we've seen knockoff happening in other regions. Like the last knockoff happened in Banjul, Athletic was done at the stadium, and stadium is within the KM.
KM.
So with KM, we have all the facilities actually. So with the facilities on sport, we are assuring the regions that are coming that we're giving you quality and best facilities that you will have ever used in knockoff. We have the Sarakunda. It's
When
a
you come
mini
to
stadium.
grounds, I say when you come to grounds,
Yeah.
KM we have the best grounds.
Yeah.
Baax na daal, dina
So
leer.
sporting side of it, we are assuring you that you will have the best knockoff. Expect anything that you want, and we will ensure that you have it.
We have the best disciplines when it comes to competition.
Aisha,
We have
this
the
is the
best.
youth dialogue. You are assuring the youth
Yeah,
of
yeah.
this country that
So-
this is going to be the best, the
So,
best.
Absolutely.
Because we are giving them very standard venues. We have the Sarakunda East, where we'll be having the football, volleyball, and
Basket.
basket. So everyone know when we talk about Sarakunda East, everybody know that when it comes to volley and basket,
Football.
this is the best place that you will have. So when we talk about football as well, we go to East,
And
not West. West is also a mini stadium. Everyone knows about that. So West will be also having our matches. We'll even have night matches, night football games, and we'll also be having the wrestling competition
Sure.
at the Buba zone.
athletics.
You know, we own the Buba zone, so we'll be having the official opening at the Buba zone, the cultural activities and all of that, the wrestling competitions as well at Buba zone. So rest assured that we're giving you the best knockoff so far in the history of the Gambia.
The Buba zone, is it not turned into a market now?
No, one part of it, that was the child playing ground, but the field is still available.
Available.
We have a big space there.
Space there.
Yeah.
So talk to us about how did you went about the selection process of the participants?
Yeah, when you come to the disciplines, you know, as Isa highlighted, when you talk about sports even, KM leads, other regions follow. Especially when you come to the zones that we have in KM. Yeah, in sports in general, not even football. In sports we lead and other regions follow. So that's what we're going to implement in this knockoff, to show them that we lead and they follow. We're going to dominate in all the disciplines. I can assure you that. So when you come to the selections, you know, in KM we have 5 zones. That's Serekunda Central, Serekunda East, Manjai, Bakau, and West. In the football, that's how we did our selection, through the zones. Because the zones are under KM Sports. So we are there to make sure that we regulate sports in those zones. And when it comes to this selection of players, athletes, you name it, basketball, volleyball, we go back to our zones. So as I say, when it comes to basketball and volley, we have Serekunda East, we have Serekunda West. In the history of these sports, 2 disciplines, they dominate sports in the Gambia. So that's where we did the selection in these various zones, and we select the athletes so that at least they can focus on the training. And we have started the training since 2 weeks ago. So they are training in various venues or grounds, as I said, because we have the facilities. So we decentralize them. So when you come to volley, they are training in Jiritai and Serekunda East. When you come to basket, the same thing, in Serekunda West and Serekunda East. Football, Serekunda West and Serekunda East. So we have the grounds, we have the facilities. So they are training and they are prepared for the knockoff. So the selection was done basically on these zones. And we
And
target
it was a transparent selection.
very transparent, because you know the zones are in KM and the youths are there also. within the municipality. So when Newetan is over, for example, in football, they go back to their various zones to make sure that they represent their zones in zonals. But this year there was no zonals.
Yeah.
So on the other disciplines, also football, basketball, and volley, the same. The zones have their own sporting disciplines. So that's what we capitalize and use.
Okay. So Aisha, for any successful event, the planning stage is very, very important, and logistics. Talk to us about the money involved. How are you going to distribute it, and everything that is involved, because logistics, KM facilities, why do you have the logistics?
So as you said, in every activity there are challenges that comes with it, but as I said earlier, we learn from those challenges and look at possible opportunity to grab and get successful things in it. So with the logistics in place, as a region, we sign an MOU. When you go for the bidding, if you're successful and it's given to the region, it's usually announced the last day of NACAF, that next NACAF will be happening in this region. So because a day before the closing, we usually have the final selection of which region will be hosting. So since we knew that KM will be hosting NACAF, in 2022 at Banjul, we knew that we were going to host NACAF. So we started, so we identified the venue. And when we talk about KMC, as I used to tell people, we want to go back to places that belong to us. Sure. We want to show the general public that these are places that belong to us. So we'll be having the participants residing in Charleston. And everyone know that Charles belongs to KMC, it's about school. So with the logistic, everything is in place as we speak because it's our school and we invest heavily on that school. Anything that we have, we put it back to the school to ensure that all the participants that will be coming from all regions are able to feel free and have a very good space for NACAF. Previously, when you go to other regions in NACAF, we usually have 4 classrooms for accommodation and all that. We assure you that you will have
more than 4.
For your accommodation is top notch.
Yeah. So our accommodation is good, the facilities are good, everything is in place, we have worked on it and all that. So when it comes to the other logistics, we are really working hard on it. There are some things that we face a lot of challenges when it comes to funds, when you're implementing a national activity, especially when you're hosting, there are a lot of challenges involved. Sure. NACAF, we are given 200 slot and sport is taking 137.
Sure.
Wow, they're taking almost all.
They've taken everything, and they say that they don't have money. So we have to go out there. We won't talk about logistics without thanking our Lord Mayor, the Lord Mayor of Kanifing Municipal Council, Talib Ahmed Bensouda. He really did well for us. When we went to him and say, Mayor, these are our challenges, these are the things, he will just say, sit down and wait. He will make calls and ensure that people come in and support the LOC. He even go extra mile, to his family, to his personal friends and all of that. These are things that we don't take for granted, actually. We really appreciate. To KMC as well, they have been supporting. Before we start the NACAF, the pre-NACAF process, we did the 19/90 campaign outreach, which is part of the RFNDP, which is part of the recovery focus. So we did the 19/90 campaign outreach because most of the time when we have this national gathering, we usually forget the ghetto boys. We usually discriminate them.
That's so that is coming to be my next question in terms of inclusivity and ensuring that representation is across the board.
So with the logistic, we have challenges when it comes to funds to ensure that we have the best NACAF and be able to provide everything that is in that MOU. It will be really difficult without funds, and we'll call on everyone to come on board and support us, support the municipality, support the young people.
You have not mentioned the most important thing for the jollers and the serious.
The food.
The food. The food bit.
So I don't know what I said about the funding. Yeah, definitely.
How much are we talking about here to have
So with KMC, we're talking about 3.6 million.
3.6.
3.6 million. And as we speak, I think we're more than 1 million.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Sure.
And we have a lot of donations and kind. we have kind support, we have cash as well, and we'll appeal to the general public, keep it coming. So with the food part of it, we have people that have really supported KM in the previous takeoffs, and they have come in again. Even some of them, we did not even reach out to them, but they call us and say, I've had NACOF is coming, are you not coming to pick your supply and all that? So these are things that we really appreciated, and some of, we will ensure that everybody have enough food, even regions that are coming. And we know that the National Organizing Committee as well is working really hard to ensure that everyone, all regions are okay, and all the participants that will be coming to NACOF are fully fed. When you live in KM, you will be fat.
I just hope that it's not going to be centered only on the KM participants.
No. It's general to everyone.
Yeah, the food.
So each region, what usually happens in NACOF is each region is responsible for your participants. So with the local organizing committee, it's across the country. Each region have their local organizing committee headed by either the Lord Mayor or the chairman, the governors rather. So so they have to work on their own to ensure that they get everything that the region needs. But we usually get support from the National Organizing Committee. But in cash and kind, they might give food ransom, which include rice, sugar, potato, and all of that, meat, fish, and I know the Fullers and Jollats will be so happy.
So in terms of the sports bit, how prepared are you in terms of sporting wares and everything?
Yeah, just to add on what he was saying about the budget. Okay. We have almost, we are looking for almost to 3.6, but we are not yet up there. We are almost to 1.5. The sport area.
So, okay, let us get this straight. So far, your expectation is the budget is 3 point something, 6 million.
Sure.
But so far, you already have 1 point.
1.4.
1.4
1.5, yeah.
1.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, as he said, sports take the chunk of the budget.
80%.
Because you're talking of 137 participants out of 200. The various disciplines that I have already mentioned. Each discipline, the minimum is 12 or 14 plus the coaches. So you have the 5 disciplines with the sports committee. So it takes the chunk of the budget. So we really trying our best, but we still have days to go. We're going out to the public looking for funds, and we're still appealing, as I said, especially in KM, the sports fraternity, to come to our aid in any cause or kind that they can support on. As I'm talking to you right now, today in the morning we went to some stakeholders to look for support. Because as he said, in KM there are some stakeholders that are very generous. They give and they help. As he said, they even call and ask for you to come and at least take whatever that they can support or donate you. But we have good people outside there also that are still sitting waiting. But we will go we will go to them, but we're still appealing. If they can reach to us, yes, either Aisha or either me in the sport side, we will go there at any time that they call us. At any time that they call us, we can go there. But we still need some funds to adjust on for the sport gears of the participants, because we need to decorate these people so that at least that's a way of motivation. I know under the leadership of Modunjai Emo, who is the chairperson of KM, before I just entered here, just minutes ago, he called me that he has something that we'll present later for the committee on the side of sports. But I know also he's into sports and he knows a lot of people. I know he will not sit just like that, but he will go into these people, talk to them, because he's the chairman of KM, so that at least they can come to his aid, because we are hosting and we want the best, as we said. So this goes to the sport fraternity, that we are coming and we will not relent until we get what we have.
So in terms of ensuring that it is inclusive, Aisha did touch partly on the challenges that you're having as far as ensuring that it is all inclusive. I know that the challenge must be bigger in terms of the sporting sector, because of the, women are not much into this, sports and all of that. How are you ensuring that there is that gender balance and gender parity as far as the sporting discipline is concerned?
Yeah, when you talk of sports in KM, I don't know other regions, but in KM it is balanced. We have females that are into sports, even I can say that more than the male side. It is not only dominated by the male. We have the gender is balanced.
This NACOF we are talking about.
Not even the NACOF, sports in general in KM.
It's balanced.
It's balanced.
And that translates to the NACOF.
That's translated to the NACOF.
So with the NACOF this year, we have in the football, both male and female.
Okay.
The
Basketball.
volleyball, male and female. The basket,
Both
male and female.
Athletics
And even
even.
athletic, it's 22 athletes.
11.
11 male.
That's why
11
I say this is
female.
balanced.
So everything is balanced. And
Yes.
when it comes to inclusion, when you look at our pre-NACOF, what we did was we brought in people from different walks of life, young people. They're all young people, but we did not leave person with disability. We have some of them that will even be participating as regional delegates in the upcoming NACOF.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, the 19/19 campaign outreach. This year we did not. We said that it's an inclusive NACOF. NACOF is coming home. When I tell people NACOF is coming home, NACOF belongs to KM actually, because I believe that we are the only one that can provide everything that that is needed for NACOF.
Honestly.
And when it comes to inclusion, we don't leave anyone behind. The older woman that is selling at the market is informed. The young person that is sitting at the ghetto that is not included. When we talk about drug and substance abuse, these are things that are affecting them. We usually discriminate them. We usually neglect them. And we're not always including them in our programs and activities when it comes to national development. And you'll be amazed, Jules, that when you sit with these people, you'll be really amazed with the plans, the aspiration that they have, the ambitions that they have. And we were really amazed when we meet them. We met the entire, we went around the entire region.
Sure.
We have 19 wards in the region, and we did the 19/19 campaign outreach with the support of Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and we met all the ghetto boys and discussed with them, and we were really sad. There are some moments that you even see one of the committee members will go out crying when you hear manifestation from these young people, the ghetto boys. But we're looking forward to solution. At KM level, we did pre-NACOF. We'll be doing the NACOF proper, where we will have some of the ghetto boys take part in the conference part, because there is where decisions will be taken on behalf of the young people. And they're part of the young people. They should not be discriminated. So some of them will be joining the NACOF proper as regional delegates for KM. And when we, after the NACOF, we'll go back and look at the resolutions that were done at regional level and try to implement them at regional level. And we're sure at national level also the resolutions will be implemented.
So still on the funding bit, because I mean everything here revolves around funds. You talked of the fact that you're expecting over 3 million, but so far you only got 1.5. There is a huge gap as far as that is concerned. But also how you're able to use them, utilize them, also will speak volume of the success of the event. In terms of transparency and accountability of the funds, what are some of the mechanisms that are currently in place to ensure that there is that level of transparency and accountability in the use of the funds?
So as we said, this year's NACOF is a NACOF with difference, and it starts internally from the planning to the implementation stage. So from the planning stage, as we know, some of us are really engaged with work and other things. So we have Elizabeth Quinta Gomez, who is my vice chairperson. So she's the one chairing and heading the local organizing committee at the regional level. So when it comes to transparency and accountability part of it, is we have our KMYC account. KM Sport also have their account, but this is NACOF. So we decided to have a NACOF account, which you have the youth chairperson, the sport chairperson, and council the CEO of KMC, because they're the ones that are giving us money. They're the ones that are also doing the fundraising on our behalf, because the mayor is the one doing the fundraising. So it's good that you have the accounting officer of the council to be one of the signatories, to be able to know what is going in and out. So we have a special account called the KM NACOF account. So that's where all funds related to NACOF are put in. And if anyone wants any disbursement, even myself as the chairperson, if I need anything urgently, I have to do a request and send it to Elizabeth. And Ili have to look at it. You have to go there for bilateral and check whether whether we need it or not. If it's needful, yeah, say approve. And it have to go to finance. Finance will advise. So it have to go through processes. And when it comes to procurement, because these are KMC is part of the central government. So we're not just spending money like that. When it comes to the procurement process, it have to go through the GPPA process.
Sure.
If you're spending anything more than 10,000, you have to get quotations. And even if the quotations comes, finance will look at it and check if it's reasonable or not. If the prices are not reasonable, finance will return it back. Because we all know a pen costs $5. So you cannot bring an invoice of $6 or $7. But the committee is really doing well, you know. Sometimes our committee members even go and bargain. Sometimes they come with prices. I'm like, hey, this is not costing this. They say, he said that he will give us half of the price.
Sure.
So we are paying half of the price, you know. So we're really looking at how to utilize the money that we have. And we have done a lot, huh? We've done a lot with the money that we have. So if we tell people how much we spend with the money that we have, and KMC as well, when it comes to the logistic work, the ground work, we have laborers at KMC, we have plumbers, we have electricians. So we are not paying for those services. What
so
we do is we only buy, so we only buy the things that we need, the materials, and the staff will go and do the work. You know, sometimes in Parari, you know how it's done, because they are staff of the council. And council will always tell you that we have our staff, they will do it. So they're always willing, even the staff will go extra mile to call you. Sometimes the plumber man will call me around 10 p.m. and ask, as I'm like, hey, didn't you know it's late? So he will be like, I'm still at the school, I'm still doing A, B, and C. So we really appreciate all of them. And we're really utilizing, and transparency is key in this NECOF, because we want to ensure that immediately after the NECOF we hand over everything.
That's nice. So viewers, we will go for a short commercial break. When we return, the program continues. To stay with us.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you been looking for the perfect indoor router with long-range Wi-Fi coverage and faster internet speed connecting all your smart devices? Well, we present to you the QCell Indoor Router, a router that has all you need and much more. For just $4,275, you can get 4G plus internet speed, wide coverage, and connect up to 15 devices. And that's not all. The indoor router can be used for both office and home needs. So, enhance your internet experience with our indoor router. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunubus, we innovate, others follow.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is the Youth Dialogue with me, Jules Denjai, and I have Aissatou here and Ibrahima, who is the chairperson, and then the sports KM Sports Assistant Secretary General. And Aissatou, before we go on the break, you were talking about the logistic bit. How are you working to ensure that there is transparency and accountability as far as the use of the funds are concerned? But now, okay, let us shift our attention now. Let us go back to the theme of the year, enhancing youth participation in the attainment of the Focus Recovery National Development Plan. What are you doing to ensure that you attain? Because what is in the National Development Plan is huge. And the theme of this NACOV is not a small theme, like I mentioned at the beginning. What are you doing to attain that, and that young people really attain the Focus Recovery National Development Plan, the activities that are?
So it just still comes back to the conference part of it. That's the role of the conference delegates that are going. Okay. So we believe that each region is able to provide the RF and DP for their delegates to be able to read and know what is in the recovery focus of the National
Development Plan. You mentioned read.
But we are more like KM. We did the pre-NACOV. We just did the pre-NACOV this Saturday and Sunday.
We can.
And these are things that we presented to young people, what we really want them to go out and discuss with their fellow young people when it comes to, because there are different sectors, different things that are discussed that are in the recovery focus. But like I said, we have 8 thematic areas that we are focusing on in the NACOV, and each delegate, like in KM, we prepared 2 delegates. What happened is we have over 15 participants per thematic area during the pre-NACOV. So I'll talk on behalf of KM actually. So we have over 15 people in each thematic area. Okay. And the selection was really tough because you could see that, because when we were sending the forms out, these things were clearly stated. So it seems that the young people have really read and know what they want, what they really want to achieve. You know, Julia, when you look at the resolution that they came up as a region, what they want to achieve, you'll be really amazed that I was like, you people, did you spend the entire night reading? Or what happened?
Sure,
there are some questions that they even ask me. I'm like, allow me to go and consult my documents and come back, you know?
Yeah, that's
so it's more of like us focusing on the 8 thematic areas, relating it to the recovery focus of the National Development Plan, and be able to say what are the things that we can achieve as young people, what are the things that we can work on. The recovery focus of the National Development Plan, this is the government blueprint.
Sure.
And when we talk about the government, who are the government? We are all part of the government. Sure. So it's everyone's business. Yeah. And we want to ensure that young people do most of the things and be able to support government, be able to support institutions, to be able to achieve what is in the recovery focus. And we're working towards it. I'm sure after NACOV, probably after 6 months of NACOV, you will hear from the National Youth Council. You will hear from us on things that we have achieved on the recovery focus.
National Development Plan. So the sports bit, what are you doing? Because already you've taken all the money, apparently. You have taken all the money. Are you also engaging in discussion with the private sector, government and civil society, as far as partnerships are concerned, to raise funds? But also not just funds, but also collaborate with them as far as attaining the much needed goal is concerned?
So, as I said earlier, today that was our discussion in the morning, and we make a visit to one of these sports shops or company in the country.
Private sector.
Yeah, private sector, to also partner and work with them. And not forgetting also the NSC. You know, KM Sports is under the National Sport Council.
Yes.
So we believe that we are working hand in glove with them. But when it comes to this NACOV, the NSC is the overall body of all the regions. But our chairperson has a seat in the NSC as equal as other regional chairpersons. But in our own level as KM, that's what they always tell us, that sports, you take chunk of the money. So what are your parts? What are your quota? What are you
It's
contributing?
important.
Yes, very
I want to
important.
see you put
But
in money.
remember that we're talking of NECOF, and when we talk of NECOF, we talk of youths. And who are the youths? They are the one doing sports. So you can see that this is a collaboration, because at the end of the day, sports unify people, and sports bring people together.
Sure.
We are working for the remaining 3 days, as I said. We will make sure that we engage the sporting fraternity within KM to make sure that we work with them, because we have already started our groundwork. As I said, the chairman just called me when I was coming in, telling me that we have something that we'll present later. And I know a lot is coming within these days, because we want to make sure that at least whoever is within this region and you are in sports, we go to you and work with you, so that at least you give back to the region, you give back to the youths. So we need to make sure that they feel that they are part of the region. We should not leave them behind. So that's why we're going to make these 3 days a very hectic days for all of us. Yeah, we're going to work extremely hard to make sure that we achieve our goals. At least at the end of the NECOF, we will have NECOF with difference, as he said.
Sure, yeah.
And the rest also.
Should be sustainable.
So-
It
Yeah,
shouldn't
so-
just before the NECOF,
So
but
just-
also the steps. Okay, the steps that you are taking to ensure that there is adequate infrastructure. Because when you talk about sports, when you know, it's only football. The focus is mostly on football, not other you know, sporting disciplines that even translate towards even the infrastructure itself. If you look at it, you know, it's only mostly football that is catered for. What are you doing? What steps are you taking to ensure that there is that inclusivity in the infrastructural sector?
Of the other disciplines.
Yes.
When you come to KM, as I said previously, we are different from other regions. When you come
How?
to no
different.
the
Because
sporting
all I'm
disciplines.
saying, all football is that's
KM,
what, that's what we are
KM,
saying.
you don't only focus on football.
Okay.
Recently, just last weekend, that we played the volleyball final with Brikama. Though we lose to Brikama, the Serekunda is Olympic Africa volleyball team
Okay.
against Brikama. But it was unfortunate that this time the trophy went to West Coast. But the previous years, it is the Serekunda is that always win the trophy. When you come to basket, the best basketball team is at Serekunda West in the whole Gambia. So when you come to the best marathons, athletics are in this region.
And you know, we supply other regions. with
Very good. And
athletes.
when you come to the last neck of 2022,
That is subject
as
to
I
verification.
say,
Yeah.
our
You know,
restaurants,
today, if we're supposed to just say that the athletes,
Other regions.
those that
When
are
you
in
open
other
the lines,
don't
in fact,
worry.
we will open the lines, so you can send in your contributions and comments. They are claiming that they are the best.
no,
So
honestly,
we will
in the
verify
all
that.
the disciplines that we have,
we are doing really well.
no, we will dominate everything because we have
we're
the best.
doing really well.
Yes, and they are all youths. It is inclusive for everyone, as you said. School-going children are there. The campus outreach has added a lot. It is neck of a difference, as
So
you said,
you think that there is adequate infrastructure for all the disciplines?
for all the disciplines
in KM.
in KM.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's
So
nice.
just to add on to the fundraisings,
Okay.
we have got a lot of partners, a lot of people that have come in, like APS. APS is the main sponsor for KM. This is NECOF. They're the main sponsor for us, the APS wallet. They've really supported the local organizing committee. And we have Njai Chara. Njai Chara have also supported us.
Oh my,
you know?
my own Yachar.
Yeah, we really appreciate
Okay.
him. You know, he have been involved in a lot of youth empowerment programs and all that. Saiben Amadi, we have Abbas Jaju. Abbas have friends of, you know, Abbas may just make a call and he's like, Nagai knew. And, you know, when we got there, we were so amazed with the amount of money that he gave us. You have the Safaro.
Yeah.
Safaro, we all know, is a company that may work. So just hold it to that.
Okay. Aisha,
the
we have a
ozone-
caller. Hello,
yeah,
caller.
and
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Good evening.
Good evening. How are
Yeah,
you?
thank you so much. I've been trying to be part of this program. I've been calling for so many times,
Wow.
but Alhamdulillah, today I'm lucky to be
Alhamdulillah,
part
you're
of the
in.
program.
Yeah. What is
I'm
your
happy
name
to
and
see,
where are you calling us
the
from?
chairperson of the local organizing committee, my
Okay.
good sister Aisatu.
Okay.
I am Ibrahim Cham, sign language interpreter.
Ah, Ibrahima, welcome.
Yes, just to attest to what she's saying,
Okay.
The program is very inclusive because the deaf and hard of hearing people, persons with disabilities were included in the pre-NECOF conference, and I was part of the program. I was there interpreting. So thank you so much for the good work you guys are doing, and we hope for the best in the upcoming NECOF. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that is one, actually, that is verified. That claim is verified. Now I'm waiting on people to call as far as Ibrahim's claim is concerned.
Sure.
Yes, Aissatou.
I have no doubt about that.
So we have Blue Ozone, we have the AB and Co. We have a lot of other institutions, organizations that have Swami India. Swami India have also really supported us. MFA Group, Relax Sahel have also supported us. Emporium. Emporium also really supported
Kaz and Kind.
And Kaz and Kind.
Okay,
And when
we
it comes
have another
to
caller. You have a list of so many
Yeah.
sponsors. Hello, Assalamu alaikum caller.
Hello. Yes, my big moderator. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm appreciating your. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
yes, you're in.
Good evening.
Who are you and where are you calling us
You're
from?
that dynamic woman. I saw you deserve commendation.
Okay, you're in.
Yeah, really, Julia. Definitely, Julia. If you this, yeah, definitely. Let me just hide my name, but I'm calling from you and us.
Okay.
But the deserve commendation. Those guys definitely can see. I can see you deserve commendation.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, because I can see your intellectuality in your the way you are collaborating. Keep up the momentum.
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, definitely, you are doing well. I know this is the way you should feel and have vision for a better Gambia.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
because this is what we are proud of, to see signing youth who know what is good for the future of youth and what is that would suit them in the long run.
Sure.
So research committee, definitely, I think people, other regions should also emulate and learn from you. Because I can see trust in you, I can see intellectuality in you, and you deserve commendation. Definitely, you are a positive future.
Mashallah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aisha, dafa nduru ne games. Games yena nge winde.
Thank you. And one
No, we
thing,
need to
with the accommodation, previously they gave participants in at different places. With KM this year, all of them will be in the same place. All the regions will be in one place.
And
That
tell
is
them when you
Calcio.
come to ambience,
And we
we
want them to
Festival be na
network.
fufula buga nyo
Wow.
Aissatou.
We want them to network as much as possible,
Connect.
build very
Connection.
sustainable partnership after NECOF. Post NECOF is our main objective. We want to see a lot of results after the NECOF.
to get
A lot of
more
partners-
connection.
yeah. A lot of
Yeah,
partnership,
yes.
a lot of collaboration among young people, the civil society organizations and all of that. That's why we bring all of them at the
Together.
same venue, so that the networking and all of that will be in.
Would be there. So how about the festival bit of it? Tell us, what are we to expect? Ambience, benena, the all work, no play,
Ambience.
make that at all. But
Hang on, your ambience part of it. Someone you didn't do that.
Okay,
You're ready.
In the ambience came, la, sir.
well,
you know,
ambience, mom,
Kinta will just call me and say, I said, small Faris, small Ghana. And you know, she will call me next minute and say, I said, you can mute yourself. And I'm like, yo, don't you mean to? So we're expecting to have a very, very extremely good ambience in the NECOF.
we have another caller. Hello, caller. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, caller. Can like phone your caller? Like we lost that one, Aisha. Yes.
So with the ambience part of it, that's the cultural festivities. We'll be having the cultural festival, which is the masquerade dance. So we all know that when it comes to Banjo, they're known for the hunting. Kem is known for the Zimba. And it goes West Coast, Mama Para, Kumpo, and all of that. You know, you are last time. I used to tease them that in paying in India. When we say bring culture with young people, yeah, and mom, how much in there? They went and bring the fullest.
Wait, fula yi nag mun nañoo ambiance. Aïcha Mama dinaa la gis
Yeah,
sama
what
plateforme bi
fulas?
nag fula yi seen ambiance am
man léegi dama waxaat pël yi da nga gis police ma ci kaw. So I don't say much about the fullest now. Yeah, we're waiting for you because me, I'm supporting the fullest. So we have
another caller. Line baa ngi busy. Hello caller. Assalamu alaikum. Hello caller. Okay, it's like that can go back.
So this is the cultural festival part of it. We have the drama competition where we'll be presenting on the theme. That's the enhancing youth participation in the recovery focus of the National Development Plan. And we'll be also having poetry, spoken word.
Okay, another caller. Hello caller. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. We lost that caller to Isa. Poetry.
So we'll having poetry, spoken word, debate, impromptu speech. That you will just be on the stage and you're giving a topic. You go on stage, right on the stage, and you're given topic to present on. So these are things that have to really involve intellectuals, and in KM we have already prepared our team, and they're still on training. On the wrestling part, everybody know that wrestling is culture.
Yeah, we have another caller. Hello caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, good evening.
Kan la fonyo caller?
Waaw man la caller ci Salaji.
Salaji, yang ci biir lan mooy sa contribution?
Waaleykum salaam. Good evening.
Good evening.
Waaw
soo dégluwee sa télé bi rek duñ déggante de.
Suma contribution mooy. Hello?
waaw ñu laa dégg yaa ngi ci biir.
Okay.
Lost nañ kooku noonu waaye please soo leen koolee bu leen déglu si télé bi ndaxte soo leen dégluwee seen télé yi rek duñ mën a déggante dafa slow nga ne wrestling bit of it.
Wrestling bit, everyone know wrestling is culture. So wrestling part of it. Sport be. This year me, I'm focusing on sport. I think I'm leaving youth space very soon. I have 1 year to go. Now I'm 34.
So you're coming to sports?
Yes. So I have 1 year to go. So this year we'll be focusing more on the sport.
She's highly welcome.
So sport, ambience we have there. We're planning to give you very good ambience in sport. This time sport by the boy. And we have the Smiling Coast Fans Club.
Yeah, sure. They are within us.
Bring on them jelly flag. We just like how they were with us.
Really?
And we're expecting to have them to give ambience in the sporting part. When footballs are going, when volleyball activities are ongoing. So we're expecting to give you a full ambience.
Media bi
we are
nag
planning.
it's like da ngeen sideline media bi nag waxaara dina wa gaa ñu boycott.
No.
So we will see how people will be able
Media
to
is
know
really
what is happening.
included.
Media is really
We were
included.
here in the Good Morning, so and I'm sure that the National Organizing Committee have been working with the state, QTV, GRTS, and all of them. So we're expecting to have all of you grace the occasions, and we're expecting to have the youth dialogue hosted next week. We're expecting to have you, Jules, host the youth dialogue in Nekov.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Hey guys, get them. I'm all in.
You're invited.
Yeah, you will have all the 7 chairpersons in one dialogue.
Bahna. Hello, assalamu alaikum caller.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Fine, alhamdulillah.
How is the program?
Alhamdulillah.
I wanted to contribute anyway.
Okay, you're in. What's your contribution?
Yeah, my contribution is that as far as youth is concerned, and you bring together, well, it means that there is future anyway.
Sure.
Youth, the leaders of people.
Sure.
Yeah, when we talk about youth, I feel proud. Because no matter what situation is, youth should respect this country. And youth should be supported in this country. Because of the reason why people, engaging into these criminalities and these drugs and other things. Because youth are not supposed to be youth.
Yeah.
But some of you bring them together, you enlighten. So,
Thank you very much.
But let the government try and see how best they can help the youth in terms of development, funding, and other things. And to try and then stop this pathway issue by helping them.
Sure.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that contribution. Aisha, xam naa time bi xooj nañu. So finally from you, Ibrahima nga wax ñu tamit nag lal ngeen amal ñu nekk di participate in terms of trophies ak lan la ñu expect because man duma jógee fii ba suma li ñëw fii de bit for nothing de.
So we just want to thank you very much for having us, and we're saying that to all the regions that are coming to KM, be assured that you will have a very good NECOF and feel okay and safe.
It's like they cut us off the airways. But viewers, this is all we have time for. Join us again next week for another edition of the Youth Dialogue. I am sponsored, my outfit is sponsored by Influence International UK. They're opposite the Oryx petrol station in Bigelow. If you want to contact them, you can contact them at 377-480, 377-480. Bye-bye. Until we come your way next week for another interesting, fascinating edition of the Youth Dialogue. Bye-bye.